Du30 banned Philippines Navy as China warships, fighter jets deployed in West Philippine Sea. The Chinese government is in celebration today as it welcomed President Rodrigo Duterte order to ban the Philippine Navy from maritime drills in the West Philippine Sea, a move that appeared to be in favor of Beijing's claim of ownership of the entire area. "We appreciate President Du30 remarks and stand ready to properly resolve maritime disputes with the Philippines through friendly consultations to jointly safeguard peace and stability in the South China Sea and the entire region," Chinese Foreign Minister spokesperson Wang Wenbin was quoted as saying in a report by China Global Television Network on Tuesday, August 5. China is enforcing its claim to the entire South China Sea, including waters in the exclusive economic zones of the Philippines, Brunei, Malaysia and Vietnam. China Coast Guard and maritime militia vessels are commonplace off the coast of the Philippines, whose President Rodrigo Duterte last week conceded that he had no power to enforce the Philippines' ownership of territories claimed by China in the South China Sea. Beijing has defied international agreements and sent dredgers to build up uninhabited reefs in the Spratly Islands in the South China Sea. One island, which a UN court ruled belongs to the Philippines, now has a 2-mile runway, a port and multi-story concrete barracks. "They are in possession of the property, so what can we do?" Du30 said in his annual State of the Union address. Du30 took a pivot to China when he became president in 2016, supposedly in exchange for loans and economic aid that never came. He has also swept aside an international tribunal ruling that declared China's mythical 9-line claim to the whole of South China Sea as invalid and its incursions into the maritime territories of the Philippines and other countries as illegal. Beijing continues to reject the ruling. Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana on Monday, August 3, said that the president has a standing order for the Philippine military to stay out of naval exercises in the South China Sea, except if these were within 12 miles from Philippine shores. The controversial decision has provoked an uproar across the country and is seen as yet another Du30 concession to Beijing, significantly just weeks after top Filipino officials publicly criticized China and demanded it comply with a 2016 arbitral tribunal ruling that favored the Philippines' sea claims over China's. The United States, a longtime ally of the Philippines, has sent its nuclear-powered aircraft carriers in the South China Sea in recent weeks, conducting naval exercises and freedom of navigation operations. The US activities followed the recent statements of US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, which formally rejected China's maritime claims in the disputed waters. "The world will not allow Beijing to treat the South China Sea as its maritime empire. America stands with our Southeast Asian allies and partners in protecting their sovereign rights to offshore resources, consistent with their rights and obligations under international law," Pompeo said. Meanwhile, China has deployed warships and sent fighter jets on a long-haul flight to bases it occupies in the disputed Spratly Island chain, according to satellite imagery and state media, in the latest show of Chinese military strength in the South China Sea. According to Chinese state media, advanced fighter jets flew to the Chinese-occupied base at Subi Reef within the past week. Subi Reef is a key stopping point for China's Coast Guard and Navy on their way through the area, and satellite imagery showed 2 identifiable China Coast Guard ships there on Monday morning. Subi Reef is one of China's 4 biggest artificial islands in the Spratlys, an archipelago of rocks and reefs in the southern half of the South China Sea that Vietnam, China, Taiwan, Philippines, Malaysia, and Brunei all hold claims to. Subi Reef sits less than 13 nautical miles from Thitu Island, a feature occupied by the Philippines that was recently upgraded with a beaching ramp and improved airstrip. However, Thitu's facilities still pale in comparison to those at Subi, which has a 3,000-meter runway, radar, and communications arrays, and shelters for missile batteries. China has also deployed 2 warships to Mischief Reef, which lies about 150 miles off the Philippine island of Palawan. Satellite imagery shows what appear to be a frigate and a corvette in service with the Chinese Navy sailing in Mischief Reef's expansive lagoon on Sunday. Numerous other ships running supplies to and from Mischief Reef's settlement are also visible. Mischief Reef is China's largest artificial island in the South China Sea. Technically, under international law, it is considered a low tide elevation, but after large-scale reclamation efforts China has built it into a formidable base of operations, with a massive harbor and airstrip. That brings us to the end of today's video and thanks for watching.